Lord have mercy. Neil, I was panicking then.
Oh, John, I was having palpitations.
I had a bit of a sweat on. Even the Marshmallow Man was sweating. Do you know what I mean? But the good news is, Kate Cherrell has made it. She's in the green room. She's getting her lippy on. The eyeliner's on. The candles are lit. We're ready to go, Neil. We're ready to go. Good.
You know what? They're the first doctor that's kept me waiting. I must admit.
This is very true. Anyway, Neil, you keep your eye on the comments like normal.
I know what I'm doing, John.
Keep all the
I'm
comments on
professional.
normal. Yeah. We're just waiting for some more people to come on, kid.
Yeah.
So there you go.
But
people just, I think everyone's going to be late today, Neil. I don't know what it is. I think it's because of the light nights.
Yeah.
That's what it is. They're out in the beer gardens and stuff like that, which I don't blame them.
Beer garden, it's freezing out there.
I don't blame them. We will just get on with it anyway.
Yeah, I'm going to move him out of the way. Good evening. Tonight was a bit of a close one, wasn't it, Johnny?
a bit of a close call. But, you know, as always, we're always prepared. We're always on the ball, as it were.
Well,
Neil, obviously, like I said before, you keep your eye on the old comments right there.
as I say, I'm professional. I do know what I'm doing.
Patricia's not late, Neil. She was there 5 minutes before with a glass of wine in her hand. How about that?
I was, yeah.
Mr. Walker's in the house. Facebook user, please tell us who you are, so we can so we know when you put any comments in for our Kate, because Kate is full of paranormal knowledge. I can see Kate's face in the grimacing, going, "Don't ask me nothing. I don't want to know."
You said I ain't got as much knowledge as Neil. That's what she's saying.
Yeah. As she's sipping a big, massive mug of wine. Made out of a rhino's horn, Neil. That's what it's made out of.
You know?
Just tell me.
Oh, yeah.
She's all got the horn out, Kate. Neil, tonight we've got Dr. Kate Cherrell in the house. Fresh from TV's Haunted Homecoming with Jack Osborne, Neil. We've got a paranormal roundup, as per normal. We've got a paranormal aisle, as per normal. We've also got a quickfire 10 and a paranormal room 101 and a few more little hijinks on the way. And if we've got time, Neil, we might have a tale from the bar side, Neil.
Yeah.
I've got a real ghost story.
Good.
Do you know
Just want to say one thing, John.
Please.
Oh, Kelly J. Angle's on.
Evening.
If it weren't for you.
If it weren't for you, we wouldn't be doing this shit.
Well, you don't know.
It's all your fault.
It's all your fault.
Someone said I point too much at the camera now. I don't know who it was.
What, mate?
Anyway, Neil, we're going to crack on because Kate's been waiting ages. Kate's been waiting ages. So we're just going to crack on. We like to start the show with a beer, a paranormal hour, or a cider, or a spirit. So we're going to bring in our paranormal. Neil, what we got, pal? What we got?
We have got Salt Beer Factory Jute Session IPA. It's got alt, it's pale ale.
Is it?
It's got wheat in it, John. Apparently.
Beautiful. Wheat.
So was my shredded wheat.
Pity you didn't have a corn in it, Kate?
Corn,
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
she knows what I'm on about.
It's got Australian and American hops. John,
Brilliant.
what's the difference between Australian and English and the different kind of hops?
I have no idea now. One's down under and one ain't.
No problem.
So there you go.
Anyway, it's from a cafe of the Metro in Bilston. The best bottle shop and ale bar in the world, in my eyes.
Yeah, and just to prove that right now, Neil, if you look at the bottom of the screen, you can see Paranormal House from Cafe Metro, best craft ale bar in the world. It says it right there. I don't write this stuff.
No, I just want to say they've got a spring fest on the end of the month. 30th to the 27th of April to the 30th.
Yeah. And
it's like different ales from all over the world.
Boston.
And they've got a band on, a different band on every day. And it's
Bingo.
going to be a great weekend.
Yeah,
It's
and
bank
apparently-
holiday as well.
And Neil, we're going to invite Wednesday Paranormal down now for a couple of tipples. And talking of Wednesday Paranormal now, if you go onto their page or contact Russ Bevan, they do some fantastic events, and there's always some tickets up. So please go and check them out.
Well, anyway, I'm going to give this a whirly.
Sounds fantastic to me. Sounds bloody fantastic.
Nice. For that. Nice colour there, Johnny boy.
Yes. Do you know what I've just realised, Neil? We've still got Carp Diem playing in the background.
You know, John, never even noticed.
I know, I don't, because I'm so mesmerised by the track.
What was that Panic?
There you go, that's better.
Panic, that Kate won't going to turn up.
Yeah.
I've lost the plot. Lost the plot.
So Neil, give us a little rating on the old house.
You know what, John? Here's 0.5 out of 5.
Here's what I made earlier, by the way.
0.5 out of 5, that is. That's a very nice tipple.
It's not bad.
And
It's
it's only 4.2. 1% above Carlin.
Well, I just picked it up now, and I hurt my finger.
Yeah.
It's a bit too sharp for me.
Oh, are you?
It's a bit too sharp, so there you go. Neil,
I think it's nice anyway.
Neil, I've got my
Anyway.
glasses on. Have you got your glasses on? No, you haven't.
No, I ain't
It
got
doesn't
no glasses,
matter.
John.
It
I've
doesn't
got no
matter.
glasses.
We're going to go straight into now our paranormal roundup, Neil.
Go on then.
What have you been up to, kid? What have you been up to?
You don't know what up to move, Johnny boy.
Well, I do. That's why I asked, Neil.
We went to Nottingham Haunted Museum the weekend, and it was a cracker. Tell you what, all these museums popping up, John.
They're everywhere, aren't they?
They're everywhere. I'll tell you what, everyone I've been to has been superb.
Yeah.
If
You've only been to two, Neil.
I've been to 3.
What was the third one?
Stoke.
Yeah.
Nottingham.
Uh-huh.
Hinkley.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that one.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
antique, so Neil, it's a different thing.
Well, it was a kind of thing anyway.
Yeah.
And if anybody wants to venture there, it is well worth going because it was a great day, wasn't it,
It
John?
was fantastic.
Anyway, after that, we thought we'd head down to the ye olde Trip to Jerusalem pub, which is the oldest pub in Britain.
No, it's one of the oldest pubs in Britain.
Is it?
It's one
I
of the
thought it
oldest.
was the only. Oh,
Neil, did you know that it's a grade listed 2 building? It claims to have been established in 1189. How about that? And it became the ye old in 1799. Before that, it was believed it was called the Pilgrim, Neil.
really?
Yeah, the Pilgrim. Yeah. And that name dates back to 1751. It's old as shit. Really is. It's built into the rocks of the castle. The name, the ye old, is believed to come from the belief that the pilgrims or the crusaders would stop at the inn for a beer, and before they went to Jerusalem. Neil, that's where it come from. The ye old trip to Jerusalem.
As I say, as we come out, we was walking and we couldn't find it, and there was like a Robin Hood shop.
A robot.
Robin Hood.
Robin Hood.
Obviously, we're in Nottingham.
Yeah.
Robin Hood shop.
Was glad.
So I asked the man, I goes, "Where's this ye old Jerusalem pub?" And all he said to me, "Just follow the arrows." And we did, and we made it down with John Boy.
we did.
Yeah.
Talking to Robin Hood, Neil. Robin Hood drank in there. He drank
Never.
he did. Him and Richard the Lionheart was propped up the bar, eating some Bombay mix, a packet of Playman's lunch, maybe had some fluffies, some pork scratchings, and sank a nice,
I don't believe that.
a nice ale. The
I
old trip
don't
ale.
believe that, John. It's
It's
very
true.
strict to get in there.
It's true, Neil.
You have to get in there. You have to wear a bow.
Well, Robin Hood had one.
No, John, but he said there's no many tights allowed on the top of the door. If you looked.
Yeah, okay, but I didn't. So I'm only 5'4".
Anyway, when we come out, the kids are moaning, yeah, they want a sugar rush. So I thought, that's it. We're going to the old shop and get you some sweets, John. I'm going to pick a mix.
Where did you get them from?
Fry tuck shop.
The Friar Tuck.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Anyway, another thing. I know, like Kate loves the cemeteries and the graveyards and all that.
She does, Neil.
I found something so weird, John.
What's
I don't know if Kate's ever witnessed this. I went to the cemetery on Mother's Day, and obviously Mother's Days can be packed out, John.
Got a
Well,
chance.
somebody had a brainwave.
They did.
Because it was so packed, somebody took a food van there.
It's shocking.
That John, on there.
I won't worry about it, Neil. You carry on with what you're doing.
Is that paranormal?
No, Neil.
Yeah.
It's just it's called a laptop, Neil. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Somebody took a food van there, and they was making a fortune, John.
What's that?
What food was they selling? You tell me, Johnny boy.
I have no idea, Neil.
Well, for the kids, they were selling dead man's fish fingers,
All right.
limb chops,
Yeah.
and the special of the day, John, was chicken in a casket.
Was it really? They'll do anything to make a buck these days, won't
John, it made a fortune, mate.
they'll do anything to make a buck.
Made a bloody fortune.
Anyway, quickly, because we've got loads of people in the chat room, Neil, and you need to start mentioning these people.
Yeah.
So we'll do that in a minute. We'll come straight here because Kate's chomping at the bit. Our Smedic Baths video has just dropped on YouTube. And do you know what? Me, being a thicko, I done all the video myself. I couldn't believe it. But it's a cracking watch. Please go and check it out. We had some really good, weird stuff going on in the couple of hours we was in. There was only there for a little bit while we knew.
Yeah, just a bit like.
Yeah, a couple of knocks, couple of footsteps, K2 and all that. Same old malarkey. You know, was it paranormal? I don't know. But we had a great night anyway. Me, the Orange, and the old Riddler. Andy Moore was going to be there, Neil.
Yeah.
Because we're going to do a live from there. But he had a prior engagement in Skegness, old Skeg Vegas.
Skegness.
So yeah, he couldn't make it, but we're gonna get him on without his shadow.
What adult weekend was it, John?
Neil, I'm just rabbiting on. And Neil, you ain't gonna believe what's happened. You're not gonna believe what has happened, Neil.
What's happened, John?
I've only had another review on my book. I have. I've had another review on my book.
Rubbish.
It's true, Neil. It's true. And Neil, you ain't gonna believe where the review's off.
Go on.
Amazon. £6.25. I've dropped it by 50%, 50 pence. Yeah, so go on, check it out. It's a great little bloody read. And I'll prove it because I've got a review here which says exactly that. And it's from our guest. It's from Dr. Kate Cherrell. That's what it is. No, it's from our guest, isn't it? And Neil, the review goes something like this. She put, it's a great little book, I think. The story takes you away to another realm, I think. The humour jumps right off the page, I think. And it's very relatable to the author's love of horror and Halloween, I think. I think I would 100% endorse John's book if the Pratt would have sent it to me, like he promised. But I think he forgot. And do you know what I did?
How can you forget, John?
I don't know, Neil. I'm a busy man.
You owe Kate apology, John.
I will give Kate an apology in a little while.
Right, we're going to say who's in the chat here, John.
Go on then, because Kate...
Patricia Angeles. Oh, yeah. Facebook user. Hi, guys.
Our guest from next week is in there, Neil. Wayne Truman.
Yes.
He's in the old chat room. Luke, Wayne, we'll have you on next week, pal. Can't bloody wait.
Luke through Pastel Walker. Kelly J. Angle. Are you Kelly?
Melanie Nash, the Nasher.
Jennifer Whitehouse. You okay?
You okay?
You okay, Jennifer?
No comments, kid.
Here we got Nicky Stapani.
Nicky Stapani. How's your testicles, Nicholas? How's your testicles? It's Kate, you may laugh, but he does like to tickle them. I don't know what he gets up to when he's in his house on his piano. People say it's tinkling the ivories, but we know what he means.
I had to play when he was just he wasn't happy.
Shandy Warlow's in with his paintbrush, with his can of baked beans. Neil,
what else we got?
And on that note, we've got a lot to get through. So we're going to bring in Kate right now. Ready, Neil?
Ready when you are, Johnny boy.
The start.
Hello.
You're right, guys.
That was a close call, Kate. That was a close call.
No, I don't know what you're on about. I was here for ages. It was like, come on, lads. You're meant to be professional.
I just got off that train from a paramedic, have you?
We know how brilliant my sense of direction is, yeah.
That was a weird old little journey, wasn't it? Did we get lost for about an hour?
John,
Kate, the train station's only up the road. An hour later, we're still in a dark country lane.
I know.
What's going on here?
True. I might as well just dropped off at home, really.
Yeah. Anyway, Kate, anybody in the chat room, please throw some questions in and we'll put them up on the screen. We'll give you a good shout out. Get them questions flying into our Kate. Kate, give us a quick insight into who Kate Cherrell is. We know, but there's people in the chat room who probably don't. But make it nice and small because I don't want to cross over with the old questions we've got for you.
Right. Okay. Kate Cherrell is a concept, a state of being. I always feel like speaking in third person makes me sound a bit like Elmo. But okay, I've created Burials and Beyond, which is kind of my brand. It's my website, my Patreon, etc. I've done a PhD. It's literature based, but my academic interests are in mediums and kind of miserable Victorians. I've worked in cemeteries. I was recently on telly with the Jack Osborne's Haunted Homecoming, and I'm the spooky I'm a spooky. I'm a professional spooky person. It's my job to write about dead things. So, hooray
Brilliant.
for me!
Yeah. When I told Neil that you have got a DR at the start of your name, Dr. Kate Cherrell, first thing out of his mouth was, can I get an appointment?
I'm afraid we're booked up. You can try ringing me at 8 in the morning, and I'll see if I can fit you in.
Good answer.
Kate, let's go straight into it. We'll go straight into your podcast, your
Yes.
Loopholes podcast. Now, I listened to 3 episodes today while I was at work because I'm the lone wolf, so I can do what I want. And do you know what? I thought it's absolutely fucking brilliant.
Oh,
Fantastic.
thank you.
It's amazing. It's intellectual. It's clever. It's funny. And you and I can't. What's the other guy's name? I
Ian
recognise
Boldsworth.
his voice, but I don't recognise his face.
Yeah, Ian Boldsworth.
You bounce off each other so well.
Oh, thank you.
Because obviously you're quite skeptical yourself, but like us, you know, we're kind of skeptical believers in a way. But Ian, he don't believe in nothing, does he? So the way you bounce off it's just comedy genius.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Loopholes is kind of the highlight of my week at the minute, where I kind of present my theory, or not my
Okay,
theory, even my.
there.
Mhm.
I thought tonight would be a highlight of the week, guys.
I know, but this is occasional, isn't it? This is what all my weeks are building up to.
I'll give you that one.
This is like the pinnacle of this quarter.
So how's it going, and what's it all about?
Well, Loopholes is your weekly discussion podcast about all things esoteric and esoterotic, which is a word that we have invented.
What the hell does that mean? Just stop Googling it.
Means whatever you want it to mean, or just a little bit mucky and a little bit spooky. But it's a weekly podcast where Ian and I, it's very community based. So we have a lot of discussions around like the comments and things that we've had the week before, and then generally I'll bring a topic to the table, whether that's like a famous seance, like the Twitter seance that most people have forgotten about but existed, you know, or some of Harry Price's exploits, like this week on the Patreon episode. We were talking about how Harry Price reenacted this ancient magic ritual to turn a goat into a boy. And I present that to Ian. He calls me a mad bitch, and then we discuss it. And it's funny, it's informative, there's a kind of trend within podcasts at the minute where everything spooky has got to be very, very serious and very, very haunting, and that's brilliant. You know, I consume a hell of a lot of that media myself, but I don't really have it in me to be super academic all of the time. So Loopholes is kind of like a fun, daft, informative effort, you know, our kind of our baby, our audio baby.
I think it's fantastic. I can't wait to listen to the rest, because you can listen to it on Apple Podcasts now, and I was very happy with that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Neil, there's some questions coming in before we move on to the next one.
Right, we have got.
But please go and check it out, Loopholes Podcast. Just put it in bloody Google, put it on the interweb, and you'll find it.
Nick Stepani, I met you at Jack's house, Kate, and loved your dress. What's the most rewarding project you've worked on? P.S. I'm not a gay bodyguard.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you about my dress. But, yeah, I've got lovely Corinne to blame for that, haven't I? For saying that you're a gay bodyguard. Well, you were a bodyguard though. Come on. You're a PA. You're absolutely a PA at best.
I've called him worse things.
We never got to chat really, because it was kind of one evening as part of a very long day of filming. So I think we just said hello, and that was about it. So maybe I'll see you at another event where neither of us are on duty, as it were.
One of our conversations, that does.
Most rewarding project. I don't know really. I think I've got whatever I'm working on at the time is quite rewarding. Like at the minute, I'm working on an academic project with a friend of mine, Janine, who works in public engagement and cemeteries, and we're preparing this this kind of big project on paranormal investigators in heritage and burial sites, and kind of where we can go with that, because there's this really unhealthy and uneasy relationship between the two at the minute. So we're kind of working on something larger with that, and I suppose that's quite rewarding at the minute. The Haunted Homecoming was hugely rewarding and satisfying, but yeah, whatever I'm on at the minute is kind of what I'm obsessed with. Yeah,
so we'll get on to the Haunted Homecoming in a little while, Kate. But obviously, we met you recently. Well, say recently, it was a good couple of months at the old Parameet.
yes.
And I thought it was a great day. We had a good laugh. We had a couple of drinks in the bar, and your talk, and I've got to bring it up because it made my day. It made my not your talk in general. Your talk was fantastic, always is. It was the fact that, and I was only thinking about it today when two people decided to. Like in Alan Partridge, when they say Sue Cook's not turning up, and two people get up and walk out, unbelievable. And then these two people got up and walked out, and I looked at your face, and you just went.
I think it takes a true professional
Yeah,
to stop an entire talk to tell some people that they're classless and to stay out.
I know. Terrible.
They didn't deserve to be in there in the first place.
I wonder that there's an ambulance outside. So yeah, I'll say that all again.
Them and their fleeces are never welcome at any of my talks in the future.
I've been tickling myself at that. You've been saying it in your podcast all day. People in fleeces. Oh, brilliant. So obviously you're at the Parameet again this year, I think. I'm sure I saw your picture.
Yes, I am, yeah.
Yeah, you're looking forward to that? I can't remember who's actually there this year.
You've got...
I'm on the same... Oh, I'm on the same day as Penny Griffith Morgan.
Yeah.
I know we're on the same. I think we're on the Saturday. I can't remember who else is on, which is terribly unprofessional of me. But I know Penny and I on the same day.
I did offer to do a talk about booze and booze, but I got turned down, unfortunately.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking about it.
Talk about scraping the barrel.
What, the beer barrel? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Have you got any other talks or lectures lined up for the forthcoming?
God, tons. I do a few talks every month, so I'm pretty regularly talking to people about, if it's not ghosts and the paranormal, it's about miserable Victorians and mourning. But I've got some coming up in Bristol, in Shrewsbury. I've got a very nice one coming up at Shrewsbury that's with Tanner's Wine Merchants. So it's like this, but with a 3-course meal as well. And then you get me going, dead people, for an hour afterwards. So, but I've got a big up-to-date list of upcoming talks and like academic-y bits and bobs on burialsandbeyond.com. So I generally kind of scoot about a bit, quite a lot in Lincolnshire, quite a lot in the southwest, and kind of moving about a bit more. So
brilliant.
Yeah, I'm always waffling on to someone.
We've got someone in the chat room, Kate, who asks this question to every guest. And please, I need your honest answer.
Okay.
Because it gives me grief if you don't get an answer. What are your thoughts on fruit pastels?
Okay, I think it depends on the structural integrity of your teeth, how you can answer that. So I think the same, to a lesser extent than wine gums, I think they're an absolute no-no if you ever want to kind of avoid the orthodontist. I don't know. I think fruit pastels, you've got quite severe chewiness. So you need to be quite sure of yourself, but also you're bringing in sugar with that as well. Personally, I'm not a fan of the dentist, so I wouldn't risk them.
Yeah.
I prefer I'm not a big sweet person, so I maybe go for a chocolate-based product at room temperature.
I can see you eating a big wooden licorice stick from the 1600s. Do you know what I mean? Chowing down like a dog on a bone.
Yeah, or like a chinchilla or something.
Yeah,
just gnawing on wood. Right.
Yeah, they're like bits of wood, aren't they?
Yeah.
What's that one? Can you suck? What's he on about?
Can you suck one?
You first, love.
You do not get these kind of intellectual questions on any other show.
No,
I can tell you that. Let's move on to Burials and Beyonds, in case. How's that going? How can people find out about it? Because I've heard you're on more platforms than Donkey Kong.
I am. I'm spreading my musk everywhere across the internet. So Burials and Beyond is kind of my website. So I'm every week an article will go up. And I say article, it's not heavy academic stuff. It's silly paranormal, or like a tour of a cemetery, you know, a bit of a myth, a legend, or just weird stories from the past, like when Charlie Chaplin's body was stolen and held to ransom, you know, strange stories through the past. So every week there's something up that you can read on your break at work or while you're on the loo.
Yeah.
And so that's where stuff's going up regularly. On my Patreon, which is kind of a massive project for me, I put 4 bits of content up every week minimum. So that's articles, videos, podcasts, you know, a bit of everything. Huge archive of that, and that's under patreon.com/burials and beyond. So I'm kind of constantly firing stuff off. So it's like, if this doesn't interest you, what about this? You don't want a ghost? What about a grave? You don't want a grave? What about a goblin? You know, there'll be something for someone. And then if people like it and they want to support me or get like really involved in stuff, then Patreon. And it's dirt cheap. Like, everyone loves a bargain. So
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Like I say, people go and check out Burials and Beyond. It is great. I've been on there for a while. It is bloody fantastic. Love it. Kate, let's get into the elephant in the room. Don't say it. Don't say it. Let's talk about the haunted homecoming, and how did it come about? And has anything changed for you now, being a paranormal celebrity? I didn't want to say it.
Well, firstly, oh, I wish. Not a chance in hell am I a paranormal celebrity. But thank you. I'll take that. My mum will be very proud that someone thinks that. Yeah, well, with Haunted Homecoming, I was approached by the production company, and we had a chat, and then it was kind of like a bit like the X Factor, really. It was just loads of levels going up. So meet the production company, they like me, we have a deeper chat to make sure that I'm not just saying, I like ghost hunting. What's that do? You know, to actually say, oh, this is a REM pod, this is this.
As long as you didn't get your cat ball there, you'd be all right.
Yeah, so, no, they stayed firmly away. I kept cat balls as a lovely surprise. Yeah, and then went on investigation. They filmed the investigation, took it back to the company, and then I met Jack, and then it got okayed again, and then suddenly I'm in Buckinghamshire for a month filming. So that was that. It was just kind of this staggered sort of experience, but it was great. Like, the actual experience of doing actual telly was amazing. Even just seeing how it works, just how staggered filming is. You know, you'll record for an hour, and then the next 2 hours you're twiddling your thumbs and taking up embroidery, you know. But it was lovely. I think I was very, very fortunate that the mediums that came in, like everyone associated who was brought in was brilliant, was so lovely. So I don't have a bad word to say about any of it. And I suppose the good thing from that is that it's, you know, I'm getting more interest in my work, in my work outside of the telly. You know, I'm signed up for another project that's filming next month. So you know, there's good stuff. There's good stuff going on because of it. And yeah, I made loads of lovely friends in the process.
Fan bloody-tastic. So how was this is a question of Mr. Mark Boner. He said he met you at Chillingham Castle.
Yes, we met under cover of darkness. Yeah.
Best place to meet him, to be fair. How was Jack Osborne to work with? That's what he wants to know.
Lovely. He was, I know that sounds like, you know, oh, I can't say any other, but he was the most, I think with people who you've heard of, you know, like celebrities and things, you think they're going to be really tough, you know, obnoxious people, but he was the most normal, down to earth, really lovely family man, because he came over with his fiance and one of his kids as well, who was brilliant. She was proper tomboy, amazing, and made so much fun to be around. And we just got on like a house on fire. You know, we've stayed in touch since, and during filming it was nice just to sit down over dinner, chat, go back to hunting ghosts, sit down, have a natter. So it was like just filming with
a friend.
A friend, yeah, just a nice person, yeah.
Fan-bloody-tastic. So when you first walked into the Shay Osborne, what was your thought?
This was, it's bigger than my house, isn't it? Yeah, no, I think, well, I'm a nosy sod at the best of times. I think one of my favourite times of year is when it's dark outside, but people are still leaving the lights on and the windows and their curtains open, so you can look in and go, oh, that's some interesting wallpaper. Oh, I wouldn't have made that decision. So going into someone else's house, whoever they are always.
Are you a curtain twitcher?
Oh, I'd never look out onto the street because I think I'm going to get attacked. But while I'm walking, then I'll be right going, yeah, what are you watching? X Factor, interesting. It's so yeah, it was just like that. It was oh, that's interesting. And me and Ozzy have got the same side table. So
Bloody hell.
He shops at IKEA as well.
How dare you? It was from Facebook Marketplace.
And so obviously it was called Haunted Homecoming. What was the actual premise of the show? Obviously Jack they're coming back to England, and I suppose that's kind of where it all come from. Is that true?
Yeah, it was Jack coming back to where he was brought up. So it was going back to Buckinghamshire and then investigating where he'd had his first paranormal experiences, which was at the Osborne house, at Welder's house, and then investigating different locations that were associated with him. So there was like the theatre where he used to go for panto and with school and stuff. There was the pub where he goes with his family, for Sunday dinner, and Missenden Abbey where he used to go on school trips. So it was all these quite notoriously haunted places that were all associated with Jack as well. So it was kind of like a spooky road trip with Jack Osborne, really.
Sounds great, doesn't it?
He don't still own that house, does he?
Oh, they still live there, yeah.
Oh, still lives there.
It's Ozzy's house, I would have thought.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the kind of their England base. So
it's when we was in the bar having a little tipple at the Parameet, and Kate said it was so surreal that when she goes, where shall I put my bag and coat? The bag and the coat. And you go, I'll just put it in Ozzy's study, kind of thing. just by the skull candle and the bat on the wall. Just put it over there.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I want to know, and he wants to know, and people in the chat room also want to know, is the Osbornes' Buckinghamshire house haunted?
I think there's something there. I think that the history of that house is too erratic and too odd for there not to be something residual there.
Yeah.
And I certainly had some strange experiences while I was in the upper floors that I know, when you put anything out on telly, especially when they add, sudden camera switches and sound effects, you think, really? but Jack's not one for, screaming and legging it out of a room. Apparently, I'm one for swearing like a docker and upsetting my mother in the process. But no, everything that happened in Welder's house, everything that we saw was real. That was our real reactions.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a relief, really, because otherwise it would be one long debunking show. But I definitely feel like there's something there.
And so, have you got one of your little paranormal activity witnesses to kind of tell us about anything you can share while you was? Obviously, I watched the show. Obviously, you was on it. So, can you tell everybody who probably didn't watch it what kind of paranormal activity actually you did witness?
Well, we had I think probably my favourite stuff. My favourite experience of all of it that I think was the best evidence was when we went to the Royal Standard pub and we were, investigating, the pub. We did the Estes method, which really shook us both up because the results we got from that and the conditions that we were under. I mean, one of us was in the pub, one of us was literally outside, like completely out of the building, giving commands that the other one couldn't hear verbally. The results that we got from that really surprised me because there's, it's hardly scientific test conditions, but it was as near as damn it as we could do, with filming. So I think everything that happened there and the medium we brought in, who's called Sean Friend, was just amazing. It's very rare that I'm staggered by a medium because, with my academic background, you know, half of this room is full of books of dodgy mediums and famous frauds, things like that. She came in and just blew everyone away. And the crew were just, that was all they talked about for the rest of the shoot, that really shook a lot of people up, just how spot on she was.
Yeah.
And how she literally knew nothing going into the filming day. So that I think is my favorite.
Yeah.
So much was confirmed.
We was going to have Sean on the show. I did message her and she did get back to me, and I totally forgot. I'm forgetting a lot these days, aren't I?
Oh, she's brilliant. And she has the best accent of anyone I've ever met. Sorry, but you have lovely voices.
Irish. She's one of the two, isn't she?
She's very Welsh.
There you go. I wasn't far off.
Yeah.
Just next door, isn't he? Just next door.
Yeah.
You know, not a couple of 100 miles away. But yeah, like I say, if anybody hasn't watched Haunted Homecoming, you can probably get it on catch up. Maybe is it on Really?
Yeah, it's on. You can still get it on Discovery Plus.
That's the one.
I think it's still being shown on the Travel Channel.
Yeah.
But yeah, Discovery Plus is your best bet.
Yeah, brilliant. It's a great watch. Better than my Help Me Out is always looking. Really tell you that.
Oh, don't say that. I've been trying to be on, because with all my, you know, finishing my PhD and stuff, I stopped moving. So I've stopped exercising.
Yeah.
I stopped doing everything. Honestly, it sounds like people breaking kindling when I try and stand up. But recently I've been getting on the exercise bike, and because I'm a lazy sod, I've got to have a TV show playing at the same time. And I've had Help My House is Haunted playing while I've been on the exercise bike. So that is a endorsement of sorts.
Kind of. We'll give you that.
Yeah, there you go. You see.
Anyway, Kate, have you ever heard of Room 101?
Yes.
You have?
Yes, both the TV show and the concept.
Well, there you go. That makes my job a little bit easier. So this is your paranormal Room 101, Kate. And I'm giving you the chance now to banish 2 items from the paranormal field, whether it can be equipment, people, places, anything you bloody want. You can banish it into Room 101, and for good, it's gone. What you throwing in?
Oh. See, people is very risky. No one should ever answer that if they want to work again. I would say I would banish. Should I say ITC devices? I think word banks.
Good call.
No, let's be very precise.
Yeah.
Because obviously I only get this chance once. Apps that double up as word banks that are called like Demonatrix, you know, and that sort of thing.
Good word.
Thank you. I better patent that quickly.
I think you should.
So they're going in phone apps, and this is going to upset a lot of people.
Demonatrix. Just
Yeah.
Steve Huff will be getting his hands on that. Well, you know. Just pretend, Neil. Pretend.
And of all the things I could put in cat balls, I could put in, you know, dinner ladies and horrible people, but
come on, Kate, fish it out.
You know,
a dinner lady. Why a dinner lady, Kate? That's an interesting one, because one, there's nothing to do with the paranormal, unless it's a dinner lady who investigates canteens and like.
Well, no, dinner ladies is a term definitely that we use on loopholes a lot, that kind of refers to a certain type of person, but generally in the paranormal, but it can apply anywhere else, who are very, very sycophantic to certain parts of the paranormal and certain people in the paranormal, but really nasty and really aggressive with it. So the sort of people that will say, nothing happened to you because you're so close-minded. Meanwhile, today, I'm going to be a medium and I'm going to be lovely to this person. In the meantime, I'm going to dox so-and-so because they said that my orb was just a smear on my camera lens. You know, those sort of people.
Okay. Do you get that now?
Yes, and I think it's a great answer.
It is a great answer.
I don't know, you say it like this, and that's what I thought when you having a drink, so I won't be rude enough. You know.
But
I'm just mesmerised now.
But dinner ladies are entertaining, so we'll say I'm putting in tactical vests.
So that's 4 items.
No, dinner ladies are coming out.
They're coming out. So
it's apps and tactical vests.
Tactical vests. So we're talking about the kind of vest what certain people wear, where they got like 1 million pockets.
Yes.
and they've got like the bulletproof just in case a ghost got a machete or a gun.
Yeah.
You know, like an AK-47 or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, the ghost of Bugsy Malone or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, throw them in. There's no need for them, is there? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, who needs a REM pod strapped to their chest? Really, it's like introducing the concept of bags. You know, you don't need to look like you're working security in a supermarket, and you don't need to look like a copper.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
but there we
Totally
go.
agree.
Brilliant.
I'll get a lot of hate for that
Yeah, can you just
because
write them
people are
down?
very,
Yeah.
very
We've got a
attached to their vests.
We've got a question for you. Your feels about Most Haunted?
I loved Most Haunted growing up.
Correct.
I absolutely loved it. And I think now I still really like. I know they do a lot of YouTube stuff now, and I don't catch up with all of that. But I mean, I still have all of Most Haunted on DVD. I have the tie-in Yvette Fielding Ghosts board games, because I'm a collector of quality tat.
Is it called Kabunk?
No, it's just called Ghosts.
Instead of Debunk? Kabunk?
That's a good.
That's a good one. You should write that one down as
Thank
well.
you.
Actually,
Yeah.
that
You
could be
got
useful.
Kabunk and I got Gabunk.
Or Bookaboo?
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's
you
a
like
good
that?
one.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
But no, I like. I mean, I appreciate that Most Haunted was kind of mostly entertainment, but that's what we all got out of it, really, wasn't it? It laid the path for so many other investigators, paranormal projects, paranormal TV shows. So I would say I like it. I don't want to ever be, dismissive of something so seminal and so important, culturally important within the paranormal.
I mean, when it came out, I absolutely loved it. I watched it all the time, even the lives when, got the 8 cameras there. They're doing a live, and Doreen from Essex has said there's a girl spirit at the bottom corner in camera 3, and I'm looking, I'm going, where's
it was brilliant. Where? Yeah, it's the height of interactive TV of the time. You know, the celebrity Most Haunted, and and I'm a big fan of Yvette Fielding. I think what she's done with her career is very admirable. I like her a lot.
Yeah,
I do agree with that.
Yeah, fair. Blue Peter to the biggest ghost investigator in the world, really.
Yeah, read that one out, John.
What does it say?
I think what you're saying very good, Val.
Doing an invest, you can naturally without equipment. So you agree, Kate? That's for like 4 questions in 4 questions in one with many answers.
Basically, can you do an investigation without no equipment?
Yeah,
of course you can.
Yeah. I think you can so easily get into the cycle of kind of impulse shopping with investigations. You'll get a K2, then you'll get a REM pod, and then you'll get an MF1, and then you'll just keep going and going and going until your house looks like something out of Ghostbusters, and you're creating serious problems for all the electrics in the street. But I think really you don't need anything to go investigating. Things like dictaphones, any type of voice recorder is always handy. Camera at most, but if you're not going out producing research for publishing, then just enjoy it. I think the enjoyment falls out of investigating a lot. Yeah,
I totally agree. Wayne Mark Truman said he's got a few stories about Most Haunted where he'd like to share with us. At another time, hopefully. We got him on next week, so you never know. There's another one. Someone called he knows some investigators who are bum bags. And Alan Michael Wellman says we need a bigger room 101 after tonight.
Yeah. I'm sneaking bits in. I'm sneaking bits into that tactical vest.
Yeah.
Using all those pockets.
By the end of this, it'll just be naked people running around screaming, basically. Go back to the pagan days. Do investigating that way. I'm all for that, Neil.
John, I don't want to see your pecker on an investigation. Thank you very much.
Now, Kate, I'm going to throw a question at you right now. Now, because you was just a little bit late, I was actually going to run this question by you first, but obviously we didn't have time. It's nothing to worry about. We ask it everybody at the minute. So everyone has got a skeleton in the closet. He's got a couple, and I've got a couple. Everyone has got some kind of skeleton. Have you got a secret skill, a party piece, or a guilty pleasure that not many people know about?
Oh God. See, I think I'm quite honest with how terribly uncool I am. I have a quite shameful and growing obsession with Demis Roussos. So there you go. That's my current skeleton. Is that earlier today I've got I had the Forever and Ever album playing very loudly while I was
Save
doing
your
some
love, my
housework.
darling. Save your love. But was that Dennis Roussos?
That
It was, wasn't it? No. Was Dennis Roussos a snooker player?
That's Dennis Taylor.
Or was he Dennis? Was he kind of like an opera singer kind of person?
It was a big Greek bloke in a caftan.
Yeah, that's him.
So
Dennis Russo.
Brendan Renata, he was just singing.
Oh, what does he sing then? Old Dennis?
Forever and ever and ever and ever, you'll be my love. That one. The classics.
Morphed into Mr. Burns from The Simpsons.
Yeah. So yeah, Mr. Roussos.
Dennis Roussos.
That's one of the most weirdest answers.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
The best medium in the world would not have guessed what you were about to say.
Not in a million years.
Here we go. We got some more questions before we
Right. Naked and naked and afraid is already a thing.
This is very true.
Well,
yeah. Chuck in a couple of ghosts and a red button feature. Sorted.
That's what Dr. Letter stands for. Dennis Rose.
Brilliant.
Oh, it's a front. It's all a front.
Well done. What's that one about Timmy Mallet?
Based on Timmy Mallet covers I was enjoying earlier.
Talking of music, Kate, it actually goes really well. It flows really well. Talking of music, did you ever watch Stranger Things, Kate?
No. I told you I'm very uncool. I miss out on
That's
these
fine.
things.
In Stranger Things, there was an entity called Vecna what possessed people.
Mm-hmm.
And if he possessed you, he'd kill you. But the only way you could stop him is by playing a song of your choice, one of your favourite songs. So, for example, my Vecna song would be Atmosphere by Russ Abbott.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what an atmosphere. Jesus, I love a party. Yeah. And Neil's was Shut Up Your Face by Joel Dolce. Now, can you give us a little song?
Oh, what's the matter, you? Hey, you got to know respect. Hey.
So, Kate, what would be your Vecna song?
Right.
Don't play Dennis Roussos.
No, don't worry. I would say at the minute, should I be possessed right now? Feelings by Les Dawson. I feel like it would really lift the mood as well during the possession.
Oh man,
I love Les Dawson.
Kate, you're my favourite guest of all time.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely, because you never know what she's going to say.
Well,
it's brilliant.
I'm just mind boggled. I'll be honest with you. Totally mind boggled.
Do you know what, Kate? We all like a good ghost story, don't we?
Mysterious girl.
We all like a good ghost story. And a friend of mine, he sent me a ghost story. Well, he didn't send it me. He told me at work, and I thought I want to share it with everybody if that's okay. Because we do all love a good old ghost story, Neil.
I love a ghost story.
And I do believe it because he's very genuine. So this is a ghost story. I was going to say hit the lights, but it's still light outside. And it goes something like this. This friend of mine, he's from Bulgaria, and his mum was working over here back in the early 2022, 23, something like that. And anyway, she worked in a care home, basically. So she said she arrived at work as normal for her shift. Before the handover, she'd done a quick check on the residents and found out that one of her residents, who she looks after, was an old lady, but she was with a tall, younger lady who was feeding her. She didn't see her face, just her back, and she said she was wearing a long white dress. She didn't bother them. She just moved along the care home, and she also had a policy not to disturb residents if the family were visiting. She then moved on, and during the handover, she told the rest of the team about her visiting family member. And at that moment, the entire staff team froze. They asked her, was she correct and what she saw, and she confirmed it. Then they were told that the old lady has no family relatives and that her daughter died in a car crash a few years back. Later on, his mom checked on the lady again and asked if she'd had any visitors that day, and the lady said, yes, my daughter came to see me. And that's, she said, my blood ran cold because no other carer had been to see her that day. I love little stories like that, Kate. The simple fact that it sounds quite genuine. It's not over the top. It's just one of them fleeting moments, what may have happened. And the person who told it me, double D at work. Yeah, double D, yeah. And he is a very genuine person. So there you go. That was a little ghost story I just thought I'd share with everybody because, you know, we all kind of like very submissive of stories and sightings and this, that, and the other. But there may be some out there, 1% out of 100 maybe, what might be real. You never know.
Oh, yeah.
You never know. You can't always dismiss everything. So there you go.
Very true.
It is. Kate, we have done 50 minutes. It's flown by once again. And so we're going to quickly, here we go. We're going to quickly fire in Kate Cherrell. Is it Cherrell or is it Cherrell?
It's Cherrell, but so many people are saying Cherrell now. I just see it as, okay, you want me to be classier. Just say whatever, you know.
Kate Cherrell sounds really good though, doesn't it?
Does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Yeah.
Go with that.
Yeah.
So this is Kate's quick fire 10. So all you've got to do is answer yes or no. It's as simple as that.
Okay.
Are you ready, Neil? Are you lot ready? Are you ready, Kate? I'm ready. Let's go. Number 1. Can graveyards be haunted? This is a good start.
It's going to be an option for I can't professionally say. All right, no. Let's go for no.
Number 2. Can a person's personal item hold an attachment after they pass?
No.
Number 3. Is a succubus better than a Venga bus?
Nothing is better than a Venga bus, you know that.
Brilliant. We need to get that tune playing when we say that, because everyone has always chose the Venga bus. Number 4. Is a deity better than a nighty?
No.
Number 5. Are aliens already amongst us?
No.
Number 6. Would Jack Osborne beat Oz Osborne from All Three Design Pet in an arm wrestle?
Yes.
All Three Design Pet?
Yes, Neil. Oz Osborne. He was called Oz Osborne, wasn't he? Number 7. Are Ouija boards just a toy?
Yes.
Number 8. I'm not doing the fingers anymore. I've run out of fingers. Well, I haven't run out of fingers. Number 8. Do demon entities exist?
No.
Number 9. Would you beat a poltergeist at Jenga?
Yeah. I'm really good at Jenga. Yeah.
There you go. That's good. You're the first one to say it. So
bring it on.
The challenge is on. And number 10. Do ghosts walk amongst us?
Yeah.
There you go, Kate. There's your quick fire 10. Some very interesting answers there.
Yeah, a lot of very.
I'd like to go back to the Ouija board one. It's just a toy because a lot of people, not many people, have said, you know, that they do firmly believe in Ouija boards. So, what are your kind of thoughts on that?
I think I believe that Ouija boards can be used as a part of paranormal investigation, but I think, of course, you've got to, as most of us do now, think, you know, the idiometer effect, you know, is kind of the cause for 90% of stuff. But, you know, interesting methods are being tried out to try and make things a bit more unbiased. But my main problem with Ouija boards is just this like obsession with, oh, no one can use them except us that have received this special training. You know, or the public can't be trusted to buy a Ouija board from Poundland. I'm still bitter about that news story. You know, this idea that, oh, burn it, get rid of it, it'll have an attachment. I think that side of the Ouija board sort of dialogue, I think is really, really damaging, both to people that are in the paranormal and people that are just going about their lives quite happily. Yeah. But then again, I do believe that Ouija boards can be useful. I've had some experiences with Ouija boards that I can't explain and have confirmed some of my beliefs. And I've also had some experiences with Ouija boards when they're clearly just being shoved around a bit of paper. So, yeah, you know.
I used to think there was real.
It
But
did.
I did. I really did. But I've been on loads now, and I really don't believe them that much. I'm sorry, but I don't.
No, I don't even entertain them anymore at all. I wouldn't even. That's just obviously it's everyone's personal opinion, isn't it? At the end of the day. So last little question, Kate, because we're nearly run out of time. Oh, I'm gutted. It's gone like that. So what do you think, ghosts, spirits, and spectres? What do you think they really are, if they exist, of course?
Yeah. I do think.
Could be.
I personally, I believe in like the concept of the immortal soul. So I believe that ghosts are either the consciousness of someone who's passed on, or like a shadow, a revenant, or like a repeated cycle, a kind of energy that's trapped there. So I think there are this will bring it round. Much like fruit pastels, where there are many flavors, with ghosts, I believe there are many different types.
Blown away by that.
There you
Blown
go.
away. Who else would you know, Neil, could actually reference a fruit pastel with the kind of the endless entities that supposedly surround us?
One person, the Riddler, Luke Walker.
Yeah, he totally agrees with you right there. He totally agrees with you. So there you go, Neil. That is the end of the show. We're going to quickly wrap it up, Neil. Kate, you're amazing as per normal.
Oh, thank you for putting up with me.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for putting up with me as well, Kate, but I said nothing. But
Yeah.
with me and Ben Elton.
Yeah. Amazing as per normal. I want to thank you again. If you do want to stay in the chat room for 2 minutes and we can say hello afterwards, that'd be bloody fantastic. We never get a chance beforehand. I just want to say thank you to everybody in the chat room, everybody who's watched, everybody who takes the time out of their busy schedules of watching Heartbeat and Monk, and I used to love Monk, and Vera, and TV shows like that. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Share it with your friends. Leave some comments after and we'll answer them. That's not a problem. Just want to say thank you. Kate, we'll talk to you in a little while. We'll see you in a little bit.
Cheers, Kate.
Bye-bye.
There you go, Neil. Kate Cherrell.
Fantastic.
Or Cherrell.
Cherrell sounds more...
Yeah.
French.
Fantastic guest as per normal. Just want to say thank you to everybody in the old chat room. I just want to say next week, Neil, we have got Wayne Mark Truman, as you can see right there in the comments. And some of the things he's been saying there, I think we're in for a very interesting show.
We needed to have a
very interesting show. Hopefully, he will dress up as Jack Sparrow, or he will bring his Proton Pack with him, or something like that, because that Proton Pack is bloody fantastic. Absolutely amazing stuff. So, Mark, we will chat to you next week, and I'll message you in the week sometime. Neil, we need to wrap up.
Yes.
Any last words?
No, I'm sorry.
Are you sure, Neil?
Yeah.
Are you sure you ain't sure up all bloody for the last hour?
Yeah, I know.
So anyway, thank you again. And like we say every week, if you are out investigating this weekend and you don't get any spirits, just do what we do, people, and we drink them instead. See you next week when we've got Mark Truman on.
Bonjour.
Arrivederci. Or as Dennis Roussos would say, save your love, my darling. Oh, that's not him, is it? Shit.